Beirut is a converging point between the Western and Eastern cultures in the heart of the Mediterranean region. Although it still bears the marks of a long civil war, it is a vibrant city which is undergoing a period of massive change and growth. In this context, design is one of the fields that is contributing to define Beirut's contemporary identity.
Lebanon Design Research Center was actually my master thesis. It ended as the proposal of my master thesis. I was still living in Germany at that time, and I wanted to actually make it happen. Luckily, exactly at that same time, there was Tag Brand's manager, Maya Ranour, and she was looking to start a think tank for Tag Brands, the company. And so I came to Lebanon and had an interview, and I spoke about some of the ideas that I wanted to do. I actually interviewed Rui for my book while I was still in Germany, and my sister said that he's a really good designer, and then he turned out to be really interested in, working for design, like for a social cause. And I think we've been around now for a year and a half, almost 2, and DESMEEM is our first really big project. DESMEEM, rethinking design through cross-cultural collaboration, and the cultural part as well. When you think of the cultural significance of Lebanon, and this is where the Lebanese designers come in, and at the same time the way that Europeans learn design now, which is a lot more multidisciplinary, less rigid sort of fields of study. Like here is graphic design, interior is interior. Whereas you could tell from the Europeans, they can easily handle design within the different scopes of it, and this has really been a really nice measure of work together between the teams.
Each team was composed by 1 European and 2 or 3 Lebanese designers from different areas of expertise. There were 8 teams in total, and each one of them worked on a different issue of the Lebanese society. The 180 Degrees team worked on the topic of the female domestic workers from Africa and Asia, aiming to facilitate their integration in the Lebanese society and with the families they work for. Dobrag focused on the role that a community can play in reducing the power of consumerism in a country where managing garbage is still a big problem. Project 250 investigated young people's spending habits and how they deal with money. There was the GMSP working on the big issue of traffic in Beirut and how to improve people's movements in the urban spaces using the concept of shared space. MCAN collaborated with a group of disabled people to encourage meaningful interactions with them and the Lebanese society. Nawaret project focused on the problem of electricity management in the everyday lives of citizens. The girls from Haraka worked with young Lebanese students to find more engaging ways of learning Arabic at school. Finally, the Exit team explored the big taboo of homosexuality in Lebanon, an aim to empower LGBT awareness of sexual health. As we saw, DESMEEMers have different educational backgrounds, made up of architects, interior designers, industrial, interaction and graphic designers. This brought a great mix of skills and experiences to the project.
Yeah, coming from a product design background here in Lebanon, the system is very, very different. In Europe and abroad, they cover a lot of the research phase, the whole process to get to an end product. But here, we basically don't cover all that, we just get to the final product.
During the 3 months, experts from the professional scene were invited to help the teams in the structuring of their research.
Hello, I'm Pia from Cologne. This is my second trip to Beirut. This time I'm here for 1 week to give input on research methods for the DESMEEMers and also to be able to consult them on any kinds of questions they have concerning research methods the analysis of research, and then how to go from these insights to opportunities and to their designs.
And this is what DESMEEM was meant to be. I mean, DESMEEM is in no way trying to compete with projects that are done in universities here, but the idea is that we really wanted to have it user-centered, and we wanted it to have like the proper research-based initiative. So technically, I mean, till the last minute, the teams were still doing a lot of research based on focus groups, on workshops that they did with their users, on all the stakeholders.
The research process typically starts with user interviews. Here we can see Project 250 during a street survey, asking people about their personal money management. The guys from GMSP group did the same. They spent time talking with Beiruti people about living and moving across the city. The gender team held several creative sessions during the 3 months. This, for instance, aims to better understand sex stereotypes among the LGBT community.
Can you explain a bit more this one? Then I try to combine two situations and come up with a concept that might solve them.
Here the MCAN team is giving a workshop to get to know disabled people's working habits.
Yeah, because we want to show people outside of Vacancière what you guys are doing.
This was a brainstorming session with a group of scouts on how they spend their money. The energy team interviewed some homeowners and handed out cultural task surveys about their electricity bills and shortages.
He will put it on the door. He'll tell you, I will come in 3 days or 4 days to take the picture.
The 180 Degrees team gave a workshop about health and well-being.
This is just milk. If you heat this up and put turmeric in, we can just drink it because I'm just weak and it will make you feel better. So what really helps is something hot. Something like chili.
The education group conducted a creative session with kids to get to know their main interests while at school and after.
ولو حلق القطار في الجو ولحقت به الغيوم تخيلوا انه التران بلش هيك على الطريق.
Some of the DESMEEMers spent time working with artisans, trying to understand their crafting process and finding ways to improve it.
They're saying it's not gonna work.
بنقول ميلس جار معجون جابسين هيك هذا هون جابسين لا هون فتح
The design process from research to concept development and prototyping takes time and includes lots of trials and errors, individual research and brainstorming between team members. At the end, each group comes up with a few proposals to present to its stakeholders.
This takes time for you to get to the right solution, because design isn't just about making the pretty thing, it's about coming up with a creative and actual solution that is feasible and efficient and can be implemented.
And we have here 3 proposals that would be nice to go through with you and we receive your feedback on, and by the end of the day we will decide which one we want to work on.
So this is much easier.
Yes.
But this one I love it, I mean both.
So based on the observation and things of workshops, Arabic isn't really, and we know this in general in Lebanon, that it's not really a favored language for kids. So we wanted to find a way to integrate Arabic outside the curriculum.
Making the common space more interactive for the children through typography and colors.
The visual of it will be very interesting for the children because they will grow and look into their letters in a different way, artistic way.
I have to do one with the colors of Italy. I have to do one with the colors of Italy.
After these 3 months of work, a collective exhibition of all the designs produced were made public at the Ministry of Tourism. This took place as part of the first Beirut Design Week, organised by the MENA Design Research Centre. This was a whole week dedicated to exploring all the aspects of local design and design thinking throughout Beirut. During this week, the DESMEEMers also gave talks to present their final outcomes to the public.
Why plastic bags? We did our research and found out that it's very high energy to produce plastic bags because they're made with polyethylene that come from petroleum products.
So if you want to see the system from the beginning to the end, so at the beginning we asked how can we go from the consumer to the new life, and these are the steps. Collection, co-creation with the artisan, and distribution.
So what design can do is real-time investigations. We go to the people, we talk to the people, and we get insights. And due to the insights, we can actually come up with a new system.
We were interested in Jumeirah because of the richness of its layers.
Push people to the streets. There's no sidewalks, there's no visual separation that would allow people to walk there, but rather just make people walk in the streets and interact with the cars.
Basically, we want to achieve a product service system in which all these topics are interrelated, and in the middle as beneficiary are the LGBT.
Our baby, Noor. And Noor is pretty cool because Noor is basically a device that's in your home. It's very easily installable, and what it does is it tells you about your energy consumption.
So you have your power flow, it's going by. You see where it's coming from and how much you're currently paying for it. You have a countdown to the next outage, or however long it does.
Our job as designers is to make it a lot more about this.
An application that can help them track each and everything that they spend.
I can decide here at the top whether this is a weekly budget, a monthly budget, or a daily budget.
But Beirut Design Week wasn't just about the DESMEEM project. It also included conferences with international guests from Europe and the US, as well as Lebanese design academics and professionals.
I think from the very first week of the students, they should go into these kind of transdisciplinary things and approach.
They need self-confidence, inclusive self-critique. They need frustration tolerance, inclusive to know where the borders of this are. They need the competence to gamble, and they need the competence to network, and the rest is singing, whatever.
I personally didn't think it's going to be this huge. I mean, we didn't really think it's going to be the first Beirut Design Week, and we're going to have 52 designers participating with us, and it's really going to get this much echo. At some point we were like, this is really happening, and this is really becoming huge. So.
Yeah, well, 3 months with the DESMEEMers, it went by so fast.
So, yeah, but the whole experience overall, like the 3 months, yeah, it's true that it went by very, very fast, but it's been amazing. It's been very hectic, very tiring, like very stressful, but it's been amazing. I mean, experience-wise, I don't think you could really compare it to anything else.
Yeah, like we've kind of become some form of a family in that sense. We know each other really well. We're spending almost all of our time together, and You get to start to see that, you know, teams help other teams with their own projects. It's been really, really a good collective and a collaborative process.
I learned a lot about working with people from other disciplines. It helps me figure out what the hell I'm doing.
Middle ground.
Yeah, like having to explain it in different languages.
3 months, we learned things like for Yasmina now, we learned things about Lebanon that we had never thought about and that we could have never learned.
Yeah, and we didn't imagine that this actually was around us. So.
We have to learn a lot, even if like sometimes we think that designers can do everything. We have to sometimes be able to understand the skills are not only like in design work, but everywhere you can find nice. Time will change my view. Nothing's changed and nothing's new. Same old friends, same old scars.
First DESMEEM, many people were still hesitant and some of them just lost patience because there was too much research involved for them, and research can be really fun, especially if you're with a fun team like the ones that we have here. I mean, everybody's super nice and intelligent, but I want them to also see with this exhibition the end result of all of this, so that next DESMEEM people will be a lot more
they'll have an idea of what the whole concept is.
Yeah, exactly, because now that we can show them what the end result can be, I think it will be a lot easier to get, you know, more designers involved and more NGOs involved.